Alright, boys, we got a new showcase for unit Baiken. It's currently 1 a.m. and they're almost done, alright? Let's see. In this video, we'll explain Baiken 236p tethered Tatami Gesh. Alright, so again, this is a unit Samurai, I think. So yeah, this is Baiken, however you pronounce it, from Guilty Gear. Baiken is a control type unit that manipulates enemies' positions by pulling and pushing them around. So kind of like a saber, you know, with the push and whatnot. So to start, every time she attacks an enemy, she does an extra attack. So attack to an enemy, then attack again. And every enemy hits, they become tethered, which we'll be explaining a little bit. That's a new effect that is being added to enemies from her. And their enemies are slowed, and the effect only lasts within her range. So if the tether unit is in a range, it's slowed. But if it's not in a range, then they're not slowed. Alright, interesting there. Whenever a tethered enemy takes damage, alright, all other tethered enemies take a small portion of that damage. Okay, that's interesting. So theoretically, you're some damage stacking, effectively spreading damage across the group. So yeah, good for crowd control, like I was saying, you know, want to have good range for that. Baiken has a tension meter that fills up every time she attacks. Alright, I see that. Upon filling this meter, you can spend it to activate her ability, which is Get Over Here. Alright, using this ability, she pulls all tethered enemies towards her. Alright, so you're tethered, bring them in, which could be very useful. Again, like I was saying, crowd control, making a great grouping enemies together. Look at that, all of them are together. Sorry about that. All of them are together if they pulled in. Very, very, very cool. And she can also switch her attacks to either club or claw. So she has two attack types, club and claw, she can switch to. Club repulses enemies, though. For example, like I was saying, saber, kind of like saber, repulses. Nothing wrong with that. Very, very, very useful. And then for claw, her attacks attach enemies to her for a few seconds. So they attach enemies to her. I don't know what that means, making them trapped within her range. Okay, so kind of like a stun, in the sense that you can see, and they're right there, just stopped moving for a second. And if Baiken is ever hit with a status effect or debuff, she does a counter attack for a portion of her damage. So if an enemy stuns her, then she'll attack the enemy. Very, 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 very nice. And PvP game modes. This counterattack targets enemy units and it reflects the status effect back onto them. So again, very useful for PvP. And it can stun enemies. And anytime a tethered enemy dies in her range, she does an attack at their prior location. So again, with the tethered, stacks enemies, attacks enemies and whatnot. And in PvP, this attack stuns a enemy unit for a few seconds instead. So again, more PvP focused stuff, and overall she can effectively pull, push, and hold multiple enemies. So slow and share damage tethered, group all enemies, repulse enemies, attack enemies. Very, very good crowd control, and again, good for PvP. She can reflect and stun. You can use her to group enemies together to create easy targets for your team if they're not like fully elite, for example. And that's everything you need to know about Baiken, however you pronounce it. But yeah, this first unit of the update, guys. I hope that it drops soon. Again, like I'm saying, it's currently 1 a.m. I just wanted to get this out there for anybody who's not on the Discord server, right? I hope you guys enjoyed this unit. Hopefully, should be pretty good. And hopefully update drops pretty soon, guys. But that's all I have from you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be trying to do as much as I can on the updates if it drops before I go to school, guys. But yeah, that's all I have from me right now. Make sure to like and subscribe, join my Discord server, and go check out some of the other videos on my channel. And I'll see you guys soon, hopefully. Peace out.